Recording, action. Take 1, take 2, take 3, take action. Kevlar Kess, Dr. Love, in the building. Summertime 2024. If it's summer.
Is this why? Actually, no, it's not showing, is it? Cool. Don't look at me like that, man.
We just started not to fight.
You looking at me like you want to fight?
Sorry. Kevlar Kess, Dr. Love. Next episode. So, Sir. Mind I call you Sir?
You can call me sir.
What would you like to talk about today?
Funny you should ask. Because I was thinking about this
I like that.
in the spirit of being proactive.
Mm.
I would like to talk about vision. But before I ask the question, I just want to put it into context. So, I was watching the Last Dance documentary about Chicago Bulls 98 season, which is last year they won a championship before that team, that dynasty was sort of broken up. And at a certain point in that final year, Jordan is reflecting on where his head was at that time, and there was a lot of media speculation in terms of what was going to happen next year. Would he retire? Would the team, potentially come back? The decision was made; the team would be broken up, but a lot of people didn't know if he was going to retire, and there was so much attention from the media. Everywhere they travelled, fans would be outside, and so there was all this speculation, all this stuff going on, and he was saying, there's a lot of fuss essentially at the moment, but whenever I'm on my own and I get a few moments,
Yes.
I tap into the vision of us lifting that trophy at the end of the season.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen other people like Schwarzenegger, for example, who speak about the same thing, having that vision and using it as a way to motivate themselves.
Uh-huh.
And so my question to you, and I think I know what the answer is going to be anyway, but my question to you is, how did you develop a vision which is not only right for you, because sometimes people, they're climbing a ladder, but the ladder's placed in the wrong place, right? But how did you create a vision which was really in line with your purpose and also large enough that you could bring people into it and find a space for each of these people to have some sort of purpose themselves within that larger vision?
Wow. That's a good question, and it's also a deep answer. It sounds so simple, but it's not. I will say this. First off, you actually, for me personally, my vision is bigger than myself.
Yes.
My vision is bigger than just me. My visions are bigger than just me. So in order to make my visions come to pass, I need others. I need others to help me make my vision come true. That's what it is. My visions are bigger than me. This is where the we mindset comes in. So if I myself as an individual have a vision about my success, I want this and that, when others come in the picture, they're not part of the vision of my small vision. Because my vision is about, I need to make $1 million or pounds at this amount of time, right? So all I see is what I do, what I want to do, and it's the same thing you see. It's the same thing you see with many YouTubers, right? Especially the ones who host talk shows where they are constantly berating women, abusing women, insulting women, because what they're doing is they are stepping on other people to try and get to the top, instead of doing all that together. Why so? Their vision, or the quote-unquote management system, says, oh, you have to crap on people to get lots of views, many viewers, many eyes, many this and that. So they're doing this, and I've watched YouTubers long enough to see them crumble, in the sense that they have stepped on other toes and got what they wanted. But now that they got where they wanted to be, they've realized that in order to be there and maintain there, they need other people. But they're the same people that they shut down in the first place. So now these people are not helping them, not there for them, couldn't care much about them. But me, my vision is based on us, based on we, based on every one of us, based on stepping up into the highest class.
It's for the highest possible good.
Highest
for the
possible
greater good.
The greater good.
Yes.
It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a race thing. It's not a politics thing. It's not a sports fan or my team, your team thing. No, it's not a religion thing. It's a for the better of mankind thing. That's what it is.
Love it.
Because mankind is, if you study animals, study insects, mostly they have different classes. They have the soldier class, they have the working class, they have the different classes to make the hive work, right? You have the ones that protect the queen, the ones that go and get the food, the ones that build. Everyone does something, right? In a similar way, it's the same thing for humanity. It's a chessboard. I keep saying this because it never gets old. It's not. It's timeless.
It's very real.
Every single person has a skill set that they can use and do to improve on every other person. Every single person has that skill set. So there's no one in the group that's useless.
Yes, it's just getting them to move the way that particular
the way
piece
they
on the board can move.
Yeah. The only reason why you think someone is of no use in a group is that you are trying to make that person do something that they have no passion for. They don't have a reason to do it. They have no why to do it. They're just doing it because this is the way. Once you find that, once you find out what they're good at, what they're best at, it makes you better. You, the whole group, the whole team. That's what I like about vision. Your vision has got to be bigger than you. Your vision has got to be bigger than your team. Your visions have to be team-based. They have to be group-based. They have to be wide. They have to be big. They have to seem impossible. You're legit.
I love it.
Your vision has got to be nah, that can never happen. Nah, that's too big. Nah, you're dreaming too big. Okay. But then you do it 1% better every day. You take one step towards that ultimate goal on a daily basis. You're gonna get there. And then you look back a year later, you'll be like, wow, you've come so far. But here's the twist of it. Because you are working on your vision on a daily basis, it does not seem extravagant anymore. It just seems like
a lot of sense.
This is your daily goal.
Yeah, you haven't thought about it once, like, oh, that's huge. You're absorbing, you're exposing yourself to that daily. So that's your norm now.
That becomes your norm.
I am working towards that.
For those who don't see you at all, or see you once in 4 years, 5 years, they go, oh, you've done this. But you don't see it. Because all you're doing is just, okay, 1% better every day. 1% better every day. That's it.
How often do you reflect on the actual, the vision itself, like to connect with it? Because sometimes I think people get caught in the minutiae of the day to day, and they don't pull back to see the kind of the where they're working towards.
Most people,
they get lost in a source. You feel me?
Yeah, no. They do weirdly. Me, I do every day, every morning.
Every day, yeah.
Every morning, every night.
Nice.
It's simple.
That's what I thought you'd say.
I help you, my audience. My room, my bedroom, on my wall is my visions goal, my missions goal.
Is it like a vision board?
It's not a board, it's a wall. It's my wall itself.
Okay.
I have on the wall, I have STMTLT, short term, medium term, long term goals. And the day, so Your short-term goal could be, say, 6 months to 2 years. Yeah. Your MT goal could be between 1 year to 5 years. Medium term. Your long-term goal could be between 3 years, 10 years. So I have posts on the wall. It's a massive circle. ST, short term. The timeline.
So it's a circle for ST.
Yes, circle for
Okay.
ST. Now bear in mind your short term, medium and long term goals. They're going to clash. They're going to intercede always, which is fine, right? Which is actually what you wanted to do. Because your short-term goal, you can get there, but then it starts to expand because you're gonna get there, but then it's something more and more and more and more. So your short-term goal could be your long-term goal as well. So your long-term goal could be your short-term goal, which is, so example, your long-term goal, you want to buy a building, right? An entire building. But to do that, you have to have the funds to this and that. But to have the license for the whole building, you've got to you've got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 licenses, right? The 5 licenses, the first one you want to do is your short-term goal. Get the license for that. So your short-term goals grow towards your medium-term, long-term goals.
Yeah. Because
So
the
you put
long-term
that one
goal still connects with the licenses.
There you go.
Yeah.
It just goes tip, 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 tip. And now, if you plan on buying a massive building, right, with lots of flats in them, you're going to need estate agents to manage it for you. You don't get to know them in 10 years time. You get to know them now. You see how short-term, medium-term, long-term goals.
Yeah, and that's the power of having the long-term goal, because then what you're doing in the short-term connects right back to that.
Everything grows with itself. It goes bit. And one thing you also want to do, what I do is my short-term, medium and long-term goals. The day I write them down, say the day I start that whole thing, I write the date down on top right. So for example, if I start my short-term goals, my SML goals, right? I will write the day. Say I will start on the 1st of July 2024. Write that date down. So because that date coincides with the 6 months to the 1 year, I know how much I've spent doing and not doing. And then once I've achieved some goals, I scratch off. Scratch off. Okay, good. I've achieved this one. Boom. And also, in that massive circle, there's also room for more. So I'm doing my daily things.
Okay.
There are still more visions, as long as they coincide with the same main thing. They fit in. I write that in there.
I love this.
So you're constantly updating it.
And so you're looking at that on a regular basis. It's not just like some passive thing on the wall. Like you're
morning
connecting
and
it,
night. First thing in the morning,
it.
last thing at night.
Are you visualizing the end goals as well?
Always seeing the end.
Dope.
Always.
Dope.
Because here's the twist about it, right? But the way I do it, the end goal is no end goal. So there is I need to get here. But now what's even crazier is when I'm close to getting there, there's going to be more long-term goals. Yes. It's going to increase. And I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, here's what's interesting. That's humanity. Human beings will never be satisfied.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to know how to see it in a good way, not a bad way. It's our nature as human beings to want more. That's just who we are. We want more, no problem. But now, in your quest for more, you have to learn how to use it for positive. So there's the quest for more, and if you stop...
Yes, I hear you, because that could have a positive or a negative manifestation.
Exactly.
Right?
How you see it is like, oh my gosh. In a bad way, it's like, oh, I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
More drugs.
Oh no, more this, exactly. But when you turn that drive into a positive goal searching, goal finding, you're always going to be doing more and more and more. But wait, there's more. When you start to lift other people up as well, guess what happens? You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have not so good days. That's just life. But now, on the not so good days, the people who you've helped come up with you, they're the ones that are going to remind you that, you know what, your goal is worth it.
Oh, wow.
Your journey is worth it.
Wow.
You're doing good. Because we all have bad days. We all have those days where it's like, is it worth it? All I'm doing, is it worth it? There you go. When you are constantly making people grow, it could just take one person. And the one person that says or does something, you have no idea. They have no idea what you're going through. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. But you needed that at that moment.
At that moment in time, you needed that. They might have said something randomly in passing, but that's all you needed to hear.
Yeah, the universe has got an amazing way of making sure you get what you need.
Yeah. Wow. It's general. The main thing is about not being self-centered. I don't think any single human being is the center of the universe. No one is, not me, no one else. It's just, you're not. You are a part of a whole big plan, a whole big game, a whole big everything. And what's even more interesting, I have a no-kill rule. No kill, no death, no death. I don't like people dying, because every life plays a role in the bigger picture. Every life.
Okay.
It's a relay. It's a relay. There's a baton that's passed over and over and over again. You don't realize it, but somebody has to pass that baton to you. If that person in that line passes away before their time, the baton passed from point A to point C has missed B now. So it's now a harder race to pass that baton. Most people in their lives have tasks and jobs and things to do, but we don't realize it. Many of us have a lot to give, but we don't realize it. Sometimes part of my purpose in life could be just to tell this one stranger I've never seen in my life before this exact words and walk away. But that one thing I said would change their whole journey of life to a better way.
Yeah.
Because we're all connected.
100%.
And that thing I say would have done, pushed, driven something, somehow, some way. Would have affected other people's lives. Okay, I'll give you an example, comic book wise. Stan Lee.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly. Stan Lee, as an individual,
Jeez.
one person has changed the course of life today for everybody.
Millions.
Everybody.
And on
One
so
man.
many levels, right? Like not just the people
Yes.
reading, but the creators.
The creators. Just being him, he has created careers for people for a lifetime.
And again, that connects to him having a bigger vision.
There you go. There you go. And now take it back. The Hulk is now owned by Marvel, Disney, and Universal Studios, 3 studios, right? That character, that person himself pays a lot of people millions. People are making money, feeding their families and their communities just for that one character. Now, that character would not have been created if that one woman didn't break his heart.
Could you elaborate for the people that
Stan Lee
don't know?
created the Hulk as an embodiment of him when he was going through a nasty breakup. Because she broke up with him because he was too committed to his work. In his time of anger and rage, he created that character, the Hulk.
Beautiful.
He took Jekyll and Hyde and he said, you know what, I'm going to modernize it and put my anger into this character.
Angry Jekyll and Hyde. I see it.
One person affected one person, which changed the course of the whole planet. So now that Hulk was created, in the comics, there was a comic called World War Hulk, which is what? The comic itself, Hulk was too angry, and then his people, what did they do? Because of him being angry, they strapped him, they put him into a spaceship, right? Into a spaceship that made him, that took him on another planet. That spaceship today is being made by Elon Musk's company, because that idea, that comic, that drawing gave a better ideology, better mindset and mind frame of this is how a spaceship should be designed. You see how the course of life has changed of one person. Everything's connected. Everyone's connected. No matter how we see it or don't see it, you may not be the one to see it. Everyone's connected. Yeah. So, on that, your vision has to have a grand scheme mindset, because every single person could influence what you do. You don't know. You have your own goals, but it could be a case of inspiration, and that's what you might just need right then.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All of that makes sense to me. How about how you actually came to your vision? Was it a thing of you? Actually, I didn't want to influence your answer. I'm curious to know how you actually got to that vision. Like, this is it.
Sadly, sir, I can't help the public right there. It's always been there.
Oh, it was just there. You didn't have to
No.
meditate or do anything. It was just there. Interesting.
It's always been there. It's more like
It just came to you.
No, it didn't come to me. It's always been there. It's more like, I don't know, maybe in my past life, I was like, you have to do this thing. Remember.
So it's just been something you know.
It's always been there. It's always been there. I have followed other paths, but I've always come back to this. Someone was like, oh no, it's not. I've done this, I've done that, I've retired here, I've done that one, everything, but it's always come back to this. This is the way. This is the life. So, yeah.
That was dope, man. That was really dope.
Thank you, sir. So, what about you?
Me?
Yeah.
I've always known I'm gonna write. When I say always known, from very early on, I just had this sense of knowing I'm gonna write, and I've done it and moved away from it, done it and moved away from it. Now it's very clear to me that is the path for me. However, in terms of a grander vision, I'm transitioning from the I mindset to the we at the moment.
What has brought about this change?
It's just the realization that there's a quote that man must be what he can be. And for me, what that means is anything less than what you're capable of being is never going to be truly fulfilling. So when you spoke about those YouTubers, for example, they go on, they make their money, blah blah blah. A lot of those people end up feeling unfulfilled, and it's, they make the money and they're like, oh, okay, is that it? And I know that I'm capable of doing a lot more. So yeah, at this point now, for me, it's getting more clarity on what the larger vision is, and it's coming bit by bit. I've been around here before. This is giving me some flashbacks.
We're driving somewhere. I'm trying to surprise David somewhere. The audience doesn't know what's happening.
Clearly. Good for explaining. But no, it's not like the typical road you would go down. It's like I'm kind of surprised we ended up on the same.
We're driving down somewhere in the mean streets of Bermondsey. So yeah, I'm just driving around. Go on. streets of Bermondsey.
The mean streets of Bermondsey. Bermondsey was kind of dangerous once upon a time.
I remember 90s Bermondsey, man. Anyway, different story, different day.
Yeah, different story.
So now, my question for you and your vision, right? When did your vision become a need, not a want? For example, when did you feel that, okay, I need to get this done now? Drive.
I had that when I was younger, and then I somehow lost it. And then early this year is when it clicked. Like I spent a lot of time on reflection, and I just it became like I could literally hear the words "right" pop into my head. So earlier this year was when I realized, okay, this is an absolute necessity for me to do it. Why'd you ask?
I'm curious because a lot of us get distracted. A lot of us get distracted, and things are not. What's the word to use? Things are not a necessity or of high importance until we get older. We get older and we've seen and experienced other things and realize, oh, that's good, that's not good, that's good, that's not good, this and that and the third. Right? Yeah. So, yeah. I think of things that way.
Careful.
I know. I'm careful. I care, bro. That's what I do for a living.
Cyclist was going past, but yeah. Peripheral in that.
Yeah. Anyways, team, we're going to pause right now because I've got a surprise for David. Alright? See you in a minute. Peace.